my cold open. Let me do my cold open. Boys, I have notes. UFC 327 is going to be absolutely violent and fantastic. I'm telling you right now. It's full top to bottom with absolute stars. Now, I said absolute a few times, but I'm going to keep rolling, all right? The main matchups that I'm looking at: Johnny Walker versus Dominic Reyes. Maximum violence. Paulo Costa versus Azamat. Yuri versus that bum, Carlos Ulberg. All right. We got Kevin Gastelum, the fridge, returning. The fridge. Kevin Holland is here for whatever reason. Marticios Gamrot, after getting dog walked by Charles Oliveira, is here fighting Esteban Rivovics. Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico are fighting for a one UFC contract. Dana White said that he was going to enter the octagon right before Herb Dean, or whoever the referee is, says go, and he is going to sign a 2-fight UFC contract for 18 and 18. He's going to sign it and throw it in the middle of the octagon, and Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico are going to fight for it. So we have a lot, and I'm voice cracking here because I'm getting over being sick, but we have a lot to talk about for UFC 327, and that's why I got the notes. I have notes. Okay, Yuri, oh Yuri. Guys, $10 Kevin misses weight on an easy win. Kevin Gastelum, the fridge, or Kevin Holland, the bum? Which one? But boys, Yuri Prochazka is just set to dominate. I mean, do you see this line? Minus 135. And Kelvin? Okay. All right, that's fair. Kelvin Gastelum? Okay. I'm a little blind. Okay, fun fact about Iraq, I'm blind in the left eye. Okay, my left eye works, I think I have like 10%, 12% vision out the left eye. All right, so which one misses weight every single fight? Kelvin. But which one shows up with his heart not into it 85% of the time? Kevin. All right, now Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg is not interesting in really like a who's going to win perspective, but it's just like, really? No, I'm not saying really to my kid. I was gonna say really the lines are that close. Like, really? Yuri's victory is written in stone. No, that's a fact. Absolutely. I was making sure my kid went. I was making sure my kid went back to sleep. Shit. All right. I can edit it up. It's okay. All right. The lines for Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri Prochazka are just weird. Okay. Plus 110 for Carlos Ulberg. Why is he not plus 800? Plus 900? Why is Yuri minus 135? Upfront MMA is such a bad journalist. He just kind of throws things at the wall and sees what sticks, you know? A weird stat that I found really interesting about Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri Prochazka is Carlos is 35 years old, Yuri's 33. We got the 2-year age advantage. 2-year age advantage right here. Now, yeah, Yuri is 3-2 in his last 5, and Carlos is undefeated in his last 5. But Yuri, the caliber of people Yuri has fought is just inconceivable to the caliber of people that Carlos has fought. Like, people forget, man, Carlos Ulberg lost to John F. Kennedy via knockout. Did he really? Oh, he did. Kennedy Nizuku, a man who, if you see a guy lost to Kennedy Nizuku, that's a fucking problem. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. In Carlos's last 5, bro, it's Dominic Reyes, who Yuri fought but didn't finish as disgustingly. Like, it's Yuri took him to the second round, almost the third, Carlos finished him in the first, but that was a shell of the Dominic Reyes that Yuri Prochazka has finished. Let's be real here. Carlos Ulberg had like a weird fight against Jan Blachowicz, beat up Volkan, Alonzo Menafield. Meanwhile, Yuri fought Alex Pereira, Alexander Rachik when Alex was really on his rise, Alex Pereira again, okay, bum Jamal Hill, and then a beautiful, savage, outwilling against Khalil Roundtree. Like, come on. Is this real? Is this real? Ulberg's not going to know what to do with Yuri's technical class. I think Ulberg's game, and you have to realize, boys, Ulberg is from City Kickboxing. All right? Ulberg is from City Kickboxing. That gym hasn't been doing too hot, huh? Izzy, Kai Care France, Dan Hooker. You know, like, sorry, Volk, but it's true. The gym just hasn't been doing well. Dawoon Jung, and they think he's beating Yuri. He's not beating Yuri. He's not beating Yuri. I've seen a lot of people say Carlos Ulberg is going to flatline Yuri. How? Now, I'm not going to lie. Look, if Yuri loses, it's going to be a dark day for me. Okay? It's going to be a dark day. A dark day. The liquor store will be loitered in. Okay? I will be drinking. Volk ain't City Kickboxing. Yeah, he is. Trains with Izzy and all those dudes. And Robert Whitaker, Dan. All those dudes. Goodbye, T. It would be goodbye everything. If Yuri loses, I don't even know if I would stream that night. I think I would just drink into despair. Honestly. Honest to truth. I wouldn't even tune in. I would be so sick and upset and hurt. But that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. Yuri is going to brutally mog Carlos Ulberg. Never forget, and we dropped a video on this, literally, the most recent video. Carlos ducked Yuri, and Yuri exposed him when Yuri was about to go out there and fight Khalil. He said, oh, well, Carlos was either going to fight me or Dominic Reyes, and he chose Dominic Reyes. He didn't want to fight me. Okay, Carlos, okay. Noted. Duly noted. Now, remember, this is 5 rounds. Yuri has had, I believe, 38 professional fights, right? 5, 6, 7, yeah, 38 professional fights. One of them has went to decision. Volk is Tiger Muay Thai and freestyle fighting, only trains with Izzy, and then sometimes, since they're Kiwis. Oh, shit, okay. Dropping knowledge on me. Dropping knowledge on E-Rock. But considering Yuri has been to the judges one time in 38 outings, I'm going to go Yuri finish. I'm going to go Yuri finish. My twin is going to go out there and find a way, throw an elbow, switch stance, headbutt the punch, break his knuckle on your forehead. That's a method. That's a method. That's an absolute method right there. But we're going Yuri. And then when Yuri wins, he's going to dominate the division. He's going to dominate the... Like, who's going to stop him? Who? Now, what I am looking forward for on my little piece of paper is if Yuri wins and Johnny Walker wins, we get like a good 45% chance that we get to see that fight. And think of that Looney Tunes ass brawl. Think of that. I saw people saying, Ankh beats your... Coming from one of the only Ankh fans, me, Ankalaev barely skated past Johnny Walker. Let's be real. if that flying knee from Johnny Walker landed, we would be in a different atmosphere. That's a fact. We would be in a completely different atmosphere. Khamzat's going to move up. Even if Khamzat and Islam move up to 205 at the same time, and they allow 2v1s, I would still go Yuri. I would go Yuri versus a whole bunch of different wild animals. Do you not know how locked in Yuri is? Now, yes, he did look kind of ass against Khalil for the first 2 rounds. But then he locked in. And I knew he was going to do that sooner or later. Like, I knew it. He had to. But we're going Yuri. Absolutely. Oh. UFC 6 trailer this weekend? I'm ready. See, boys, now I'm sick. My kid was sick. Now I'm sick. Do you see how that works? Terrible. He was just absorbing Khalil's energy. He was like, okay, Khalil, you gas out. You get drained. Look. Paulo Costa has disappointed me time again, okay? And this is the last straw. Yuri would be Poatan in the trilogy. Very true. I would pick Yuri every single time. Every single time against anybody. Now, talking about against anybody, this potential matchup could be who is next for Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri, the winner. But Paulo Costa has let me down so many times, man. All the canceled fights, all the fake fight hype, fighting Bo Nickel, fighting Khamzat, doing nothing against Robert Whittaker, doing nothing against Sean Strickland, looking like a complete bum, getting dog walked by Israel Adesanya after having fight of his career against Yoel Romero. This is the last chance I'm giving Paulo Costa. Alright? He's moving up to a new division. He's moving up to 205 pounds. He's fighting a bum in Azamat, a literal fat, out of shape, bum beating, cab driver thrashing Azamat. Even Paulo's own countrymen hate him. Yeah. Paulo's not really that much of a liked guy. But I like Paulo Costa. Okay, a Chad can recognize another Chad, and I cannot bet against another Chad. He looks so good versus Kopilov, but Kopilov is literally an interactive heavy bag. He will walk like towards you, and you could just hit him with whatever you want, and he's gonna keep walking. Paulo, I don't even care if you take this to a brutal decision. Alright? I don't care if you 30-27 this. Right? I need to see a Paulo Costa finish. I do. He did 49-46 Strickland, though. That shit was a lot closer than I thought on the live watch. When I watched it back, I'm like, Costa's really kind of easing off the gas in a lot of these moments. And he tends to do that. And it's either a lock in or get locked out, bruh. Alright? You hear me, Paulo? Because you got a savage, undefeated, fat boy, fat babushka right here in Azamat ready to put a hole through you. So if I don't see some roundhouse kicks with some urgency, if I don't see some spinning heel kicks to the face with some urgency, I am going to be screaming, yelling, and unfollowing Paulo Costa literally on all platforms. And why is Paulo Costa the underdog? Why? I'm tired of making money. You see how I'm yawning? Sean Strickland at plus money. Loner Kavanaugh at plus money. Justin Gaethje at plus. It just keeps coming. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful. But why are we doubting Paulo Costa here? Who is Azamat? Who is that? Like, who is Azamat? How much would Paulo have to cut for middleweight? A lot. A lot. He'd have to cut a lot of weight. Look at him. Look at him. Look at Paulo Costa and then look at Bo Nickel. They were in the same division. It's kind of jarring. Kind of jarring that two people completely separate physicalities can weigh the same. All right? It's very weird, very odd. But why are we putting Azamat as the favorite here? At almost minus 200. Like, sure, he beat up Alexander Radchik. How is Alexander's career going? Not well. 4-fight losing streak. Beat up Brenton Roberto. How's his career doing? On a 3-fight losing streak. Beat up Alonzo Menifeld. Do I need to tell you how Alonzo Menifield's career is going? Hasn't been going very well. At really any time. At really any time. He was cutting 30-plus pounds? Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, Paulo is a beast. Paulo's a beast. Who is Azamat fought to be minus 200 against a savage like Paulo Costa? I don't get it. Azamat, look, he's not young. He's not like he's some young prospect, bro. He's 2 years older than Paulo Costa. I don't, and I will forever not understand it. And then when Paulo Costa wins, because look, again, I don't care if you win by decision, Paulo. If you don't win by finish, I'm no longer a fan, bro. I'm no longer a fan. If Paulo does not win via brutal finish, I'm no longer a fan. Sorry, boys. I'm getting over being sick. But I won't be. Literally. I deserve better as an MMA fan. How did you become Paulo Costa? His Twitter. His Twitter made me a fan. His Twitter and his fight against Joel. Paulo Costa's fight against Joel Romero is actually one of my top 5 MMA fights of all time. I put everybody on that. 32nd greatest fight of all time. Wow, Texera versus Prochazka is number 3. Whoa. Whoa. Damn. Gilbert Burns versus Hamzat Chimaev is number 10. Are we mentally ill? Are we mentally ill? Wow. Who's better at baseball, Yuri or Odanani? Yuri. Yuri's like Mr. Perfect. Alright? But Paulo, please, bro. Please, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Gaethje versus Chandler kind of overrated? Yeah. A lot of it. A lot of it. Where's my 4-foot tall Dana White Contender Series savage who went out there and fought tooth and nail? Alright? What was that dude's name again? But Paulo, please, bro. I'm dead ass. Azamat is a nobody. Volgdenen? Hey, that's my dog. His name is Mike, right? Mike Volgdenen? Something like that? Mika? Something like that. I think his first name started with an M. Azamat is a nobody. Mark? I knew it. My MMA knowledge is on point, bro. Paulo, please. At this point, I'm begging, bro. Versus Adriano Luna Martinetti. That fight was peak, bro. Mark versus Adriano was actually peak MMA. Actually peak MMA. But, Paulo, I'm begging. Paulo, I'm begging you. Please, bro. Lock in. You fight once a year anyway. Literally. 8 months ago. 1 year, 10 months ago. 2 years. 3 years, 7 months ago. 4 years fight. Like, how do you survive? How does Paulo Costa fucking survive, bro? Really? Where's my notes? Like, really? I didn't even say who I was going for that fight, but I'm going Paulo Costa by finish because it needs to happen. Like, I don't see a world where Paulo loses it, but I never saw a world where Paulo lost a fight, so I'm very biased here, but we're going Paulo Costa finish. We're going Paulo Costa finish. Like, please. Please. Let me go get some water before I break this down, boys. I got the notes. Manifest it. Paulo, you will knock him out. Woo! Believe it or not, I just drank, like, I think this whole thing. Alright. Gotta be hydrated. Oh, and, hey. E-Rock is trying his hardest to stop hitting the vape. Trying to quit the vape. Okay? So, if you see I'm a little jittery, I'm a little quick to be like, I'm gonna get off the stream to, go smoke, I'm smoking weed outside. All right. So I'm trying to quit the vape. All right. I feel like it's Yuri Prochazka wouldn't vape. Yuri wouldn't vape. So why am I vaping? All right. Cold turkey? Are you substituting it? Well, I always smoke weed. I've always smoked weed for a very long time, like over 10 years consistently. But no, it's kind of cold turkey. My vape is I have a vape over here that's like half alive, like on its last leg. And once that goes, that's it. But I'm going to try to stay very strong-willed about this because there may or may not be a store that sells vapes within a 1-block radius of me. All right? But let's talk about it right here. Curtis Blaydes versus... It's a bitch, bro? Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Curtis Blaydes versus Josh Hokit. It's our time to shine, baby, huh? You only get moments like this in life a few times. You really do. You only get a chance to prove yourself and have a real opportunity to make a lot of money and continue to make a lot of money a few chances in life. And Josh Hokit has been granted this opportunity against Curtis Blaydes. Now, I hear a lot of people saying Curtis Blaydes is a vet. Curtis Blaydes, crafty vet. Curtis Blaydes, submission. Curtis Blaydes, decision. Blah, 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 blah. Curtis Blaydes got his brain scrambled against Derek Lewis, Sergey Pavlovich, and then most recently, Tom Aspinall. After he got his brain scrambled by Tom Aspinall, he went out there and had a less than subpar performance against Rezanev Kuniev. Right? Josh Hokit is the younger fighter by almost 10 years. Okay? He is undefeated. He used to wrestle. He has a wrestling experience. He just doesn't have the actual in cage competition caliber level experience. But my boy has all the credentials, all the boxes ticked. Power, we have more power than Curtis Blaydes. Check. Wrestling, I think Curtis Blaydes got us in that, but Josh Hokit can wrestle. Check. Chin, we've seen Curtis Blaydes' chin. Let's be real. We've seen that. He was like this. Or he was like this. And Derek Lewis was like, cut it out. It's Herb Dean's fault. Cry to him. Former NFL player too? Yeah. Alright. Curtis Blaydes is the sacrificial lamb for the UFC here. Okay? And you have to know what you're looking at to see that. And I think Josh Hokit is going to be able to step up and put Curtis down via finish. I'm going to go Josh Hokit finish for my predictions. Josh Hokit via finish. You got to go sometime. You got to go sometime. And I know in heavyweight, the shelf life is a little bit more extended than it would be in the lower weight classes. But, come on. Like, come on. And also, this dude is 28. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep yawning. I get on camera, and I instantly start yawning. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But honestly, Josh Hokit's at a huge disadvantage here. He's at a weight disadvantage, an age disadvantage, a reach disadvantage, a height disadvantage. Bro is at a 7-inch reach disadvantage. Oof. 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 But I'm going Josh Hokit, man. I think Josh Hokit finishes this. I don't think Curtis Blaydes' takedowns are going to be that big of a threat, bro. Like, he just took Rizvanev Kuniev to a decision. How good is Rizvanev Kuniev? Buns, booty cheeks. Like, get with the program. Get with the program. All right? I think Curtis is going down. They're using him as a sacrificial lamb. It's over. My main event. My main event for the evening. All right, Johnny Walker versus Dominic Reyes is just wow. Wow. You know, I couldn't have even made this fight up in my head. This is what great, beautiful matchmaking we get over here in the UFC. Glass cannon versus a glass chin. And people were calling, my homie called me crazy. He said, E-Rock, really? You're going to bet against the dude who almost beat John Jones? Or did beat John Jones, got robbed, almost beat him, whatever. And I'm like, yes. Johnny Walker is that boy. Johnny Walker is that boy. He hops up, hops down, flying knee, spin around. Coming off of annihilating Mingang Zhang, by the way. Even I bet against Johnny Walker for that one. I did. Dominic's coming off of getting starched by Carlos Ulberg. I mean, bad. Bad. It's just, this is the battle of no chins. The battle of the cab drivers. The battle of the bums, some might say. Astonishing. Very, very astonishing. 5 a.m. China main event ending in the leg kick? Yeah. Johnny Walker just knows how to do him, by the way. And this fight not being just -110 is just a fucking disgrace. It's a spit in the face. A spit in the face. And Reyes is the favorite? Reyes? Again, I said this earlier, but if Johnny Walker lands that knee on Ankalaev, we're in a different America, right? We're in a different America. That's how big that timeline shift would have been. If Johnny Walker landed that flying knee against Ankalaev, we would literally be living in a different America right now. Facts. Facts. I am going Johnny Walker via whatever he wants. Via whatever he wants, boys. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Now, this is Cub Swanson's last fight. This is our last WEC fighter. Shout out to Ariel Hawani Show for teaching me that. And look. I don't think Cub is losing his fucking retirement fight against Nate the Train Landwehr. Do I like Nate? Yes. Does the UFC like Nate? No, I don't think so. Not if they're feeding you to Cub Swanson when you are 3-2 in your last 5. Well, 2-3 in your last 5. Let's be real, man. Cub Swanson bangs it out, goes out there, bangs it out, leaves it in the middle of the octagon every single time. A true savage of 145 pounds. And Nate Landwehr, you're just a journeyman. You're just a journeyman. For Nate Landwehr to be minus 145, the bookies have to know something. Maybe besides Cub Swanson being over 40. We're going Cub there. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Dana White, again, is signing a contract for about $18,000 a show, $18,000 a win, throwing it in the middle of the octagon, and these boys are going to fight for it. Loser gets cut. 3-2 in his last 5. Cub's last win was by a 3-2 combination. There's no coincidences. Numerology, brother. Numerology. All right? All right? But Patricio Pitbull, boys, this is an easy W. Really, Aaron Pico is minus 3. Wait a minute. Aaron Pico is minus 300? For what? For what? And why did my light source just change? For what, by the way? For what? Minus 300 for actually what? Getting slept? Getting beat up? Getting beat up by Lerone? He won't get caught by Pitbull? Pitbull's going to shoot a double. Pitbull's going to shoot a power double. I can't believe he lost to Yair, by the way. Can't believe it. Can't believe Yair took him to a decision, by the way. Like, all right. Okay. I'm not putting any money on this, to be honest, because fucking bum fight if I've ever seen one. But I'm going Pitbull. I'm going Pitbull here. I know Aaron was beating Lerone until he wasn't and ate the spinning elbow of doom, but too bad, so sad. That's his fault, okay? And that doesn't mean he was going to win that fight because he lost it. He lost it. And obviously that shit did damage because Patricio and Aaron debuted in the UFC on the same night. Like, they fought for the first time in the UFC on the same night. And Pitbull has already fought and is going to fight Aaron. So, something to think about. I think bro's chin is compromised. It's over. It's always been compromised. But we're going Pitbull here. I might have to live bet that. I really do. Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown, boys. I mean, I am a Kevin. Run that by me again? Run what by you? We're going Pitbull, essentially, is what I'm saying. We're going Pitbull. Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown is like a bum fight. Who fought on the same night? Pitbull and Aaron Pico. 314. Oh, 319. No, they didn't. I'm slow. Wow. Wow. Avoid. I mean, I'm staying away from this, but I'm going Pitbull, bro. Kevin Holland, I literally always bet against Kevin Holland. I think he sucks. a quitter, a giver upper. And let's be real, Randy Brown is not that much better, I guess. I mean, he's a great journeyman. He's been doing his thing since 2016. Oh my God, 10 years in the fight game, baby. Let's do it. This is an Unk battle. A battle of the Unks. 33 versus 35. Literally a battle of the Unks. Kevin has a huge reach advantage, though. I want to go Randy Brown here. I'm not putting my bread on this, by the way. Absolutely not. Marticio's Gamrot, baby, versus Esteban Ribovics. I have to go Marticio's here. I have to. I'm just so happy that Fareed Zaim is not getting this because I love Marticio's Gamrot and I don't want Fareed Zaim to roll Marticio's Gamrot up into a ball at one point. But we're going Gamrot here. I mean, showed levels against Ludwig Klein, who is literally in Esteban Ribovics' position the last time we've seen him out here. You know, these lightweight vets don't want to fade because they're trying to move their way up. But I'm going Gamrot just off of experience, jiu-jitsu, flexibility, all that other shit. Literally. Gamrot via skill gap. Gamrot via disgusting skill gap. Tatiana Suarez versus Lupe. We're going to tap into Caden this Friday to hear all about that. Marquel Mirandos versus Chris Padilla. Mr. Taco himself, baby. I'm going Taco, bro. I'm going Chris Padilla. Coming off of a beautiful, savage round 2 knockout against Ismail Bofinam. Chris Padilla is going to put a hole through Marquel. I mean, Marquel is I thought he was undefeated. Oh, he lost like a random fight. And is professional. Damn, they try to give my boys savages, huh? Nazim Sadikov canceled. Evan Elder. I always thought Evan Elder was badass. Evan Elder canceled. Austin Hubert, come on in. Balaji, okay, canceled. Nazim Sadikov again, canceled. Don't even worry about it. I'm going Chris Padilla, even though we do need some new blood at 170. We do. We kind of do. I'm just going to go with Chris here. Not going to lie to you guys. Kevin Gastelum versus the Fridge Vicente Luque. Wow. I'm scrolling because I could have sworn that this was a number dos. But apparently not. And really? I'm supposed to break down a Kevin Gastelum fight? Like, right now? Against who? Vicente Luque? They're the same age. Almost the same height. Vicente has the height advantage. Vicente has the reach advantage. You know you're not knocking Kevin out, by the way. Like, we know that. Maybe Vicente Luque's submission is live. Maybe Vicente Luque's submission is live. Something to think about. Just like I talked to you guys earlier about Charles Radtake versus Francisco Padro. Really, like, a dude who's 1-4 in his last 5. Like, fucking hey. I mean, it's the UFC, though, so everybody has a puncher's chance. But, like, come on. We're going Charles here. So just to top it off, Charles, I'm not picking a winner here against Kelvin versus Vicente. So, Charles, Chris Padilla, skipping this till we hear from Caden on Friday. Alright. The line on Rad Take was like minus 170 a few days ago. If Kelvin makes weight, I'm taking Luke. If Kelvin makes weight, you're taking Luke? That seems not that ethical. Alright, so we're taking Charles Rad Take. Boom. Kevin Gastelum. Nah, stay away. Charles Rad Take. Boom. Chris Padilla. Boom. Martisios Gamrot. Boom. Stay away from Kevin Holland. Pitbull. Well, we'll stay away from this, but I'm going Pitbull. We're going Cub. We're going Johnny. We're going Josh. We're going Costa. And we're going Yuri. He's a weight bully. That's fair. Boys, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm excited. And my voice has been sounding like trash. I'm getting over being sick, okay? My voice is sounding like trash. Alright? Alright, those are my locks of the fucking week, boys. We're gonna do the gambling show later this week with Kanan in chat. You see him right there. Only do the chat because today's my last day being banned on TikTok. Thank God. Because they pushed my engagement so much. Alright. Very thankful for TikTok. I'm just ready. I'm ready. Let's make some money. A lot of things to do. My predictions are in. Last 25 minutes? What you mean? 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 What do you mean? What do you mean? Of being banned? Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I can't see the clock because of my light. So, hey. All right, boys. These are my locks of the week. Kaden, you're the only person in here. So I'm going to clip.